Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back to this Jesse. We're getting started right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right on the dot as usual. Sometimes we've been early, sometimes we've been a little bit late since I've been off schedule when we went out of town for 10 or 11 days to see family. And then the whole ankle situation, but we're 2 weeks and 2 days past the ankle injury incident. So, still got a long road to go, but at least I'm getting a little bit more mobile each week. Slow progress, but here we are. Uh, Bitcoin is in the process of completing the Wyckoff distribution that we've been watching since October 8th. So we're going to cover that. We're going to cover Bitcoin. We'll take a look at the altcoins. They continue to bleed. They continue to be bearish on higher time frames. And we'll take a look at stocks. Anything else that jumps out of this on the watch list. And then on the second half of the live stream, we will cover your chart requests, questions, blah, 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 all that. So stick around. Help me with the algorithms by smashing the like button, commenting, reposting, sharing with your friends and family. It all helps the algorithms, and I would appreciate that. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Rick's Moneymaker Shelton 8244. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Son of Soil JM. I don't know. I'm not sure. What do the charts say? Nah, probably not. So with that, we'll jump right into it. We're gonna cover. We've been watching this chart, like I said, since October 8th, and the whole way down, I've been saying, maybe it would play out in like 45, 60 days similarly, right? 45 to 60 days similarly. And then, at some point, it's going to break correlation. And at some point, it's no longer going to follow the chart. But here we are. We're still not ready to retire it quite yet. We did say, originally, it's possible that it completes the distribution on December 9th. It's possible. We talked about the December 15th. Not because I have exact dates in my mind, but just based off of fractals, ideas, this chart, blah, blah, blah. So maybe it'll complete, within the next week or two, this week or next week. We don't have a magic crystal ball, but maybe it'll complete it, and or we will retire this chart. And if we do see the prices come all the way down to $76,000, 77,000, below 80,000, I'm going to basically call, 97% of the Wyckoff distribution being completed to 100%. Maybe that's even a wick below 76,000. If we were to hit those prices, as I've been talking about every day on the live streams for the past couple of months while we've been following this, and possibly Bitcoin puts in bullish divergence and XYZ reasons why, then maybe we'll see a larger bounce or relief rally. But there's so many trapped bulls right now. And even experts who sell courses, right? Even experts who have private communities, right? So especially the Elliott waivers, the higher time frame Elliott waivers. Oh my God. Last cycle and this cycle, I've never seen them like so many get it wrong. Not once, but twice. So, even maybe Elliott long-term Elliott wave works, but the experts that I'm seeing out there in my live feed, they're completely wrong in my opinion. And there's several reasons why they're wrong. And I've been pointing it out for a couple of months. So we'll continue to watch our charts that have been on the right side of things. Um, we're going to get into a lot more. We always do. We get into more. We're going to look at the higher time frames of Bitcoin, all that stuff. Good morning. Row BDYTN 666. Good morning. London, UK, not so sexy news. AKA Lawrence. Welcome back. Girther King. What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So, yep, we're still continuing to watch it. We don't have any affiliate money. We've never taken $1 of affiliate money. Could I have made a lot more money? Probably. Have I been offered 50% of all trading fees if I get you to sign up on XYZ exchange brokerage platform? Yes. Would that equate to a lot of influencer money? Sure. But now I don't have to call myself an influencer. And we never know which one's going to collapse, right? Whether you're promoting Celsius, you know who you are. Whether you promoted FTX, you know who you are. Who else went out of business? Was it? It wasn't blockchain. It started with a B, but it was another one that filed bankruptcy. And I thought I lost $9,000 or more in even though it was sitting in during the bear market, it was sitting in Gemini USD because I was diversified over way too many platforms because I was worried about hacks or bankruptcies or whatever. So I was diversified, but I was in Gemini USD. And what was it? It wasn't blockchain, I don't think. How can I not remember this? It was only 3 years ago. It was 3.5 years ago. And they went bankrupt. And I was like, oh, that sucks. Right. But I was diversified in like holding my money in different exchanges, blah, blah, blah. So it wasn't the end of the world. It wasn't like one full bag on one account, but it was bankrupt. And I'm like, oh, I'm not going to get that back. But I had it sitting in Gemini USD, which is supposed to be backed by the company or whatever, or by Gemini. And actually, I got my money back, and I was thankful that I had it sitting in Gemini USD because if it would have been in Bitcoin or any other altcoins, it was gone. So the fact that it was sitting in Gemini USD, it was like at least months later. I can't remember now. 6 months later, 6 to maybe 9 months later, we were able to. I was able to transfer it from one of my other accounts that had Gemini or whatever, and so it worked out. But I had to wait on it, right? So I couldn't put it to use, but I had it just sitting in Gemini USD anyways during a bear market. So uh, lesson again, right? Uh, so, anyways, long story short, I don't have any affiliate money because you know you only have one name, one reputation. So the reason why I'm telling this again is because we do have our own. We do have our own that we're going to do a quick plug on. Sniper Elite, $49 a month. Uh, there's several. We just had another one today. Several recorded coaching members who were paying $79 a month are not arbitraging me at $49 a month, but they deserve it. They deserve it. Out of anyone, they deserve it. So they were paying 79, now they're only paying $49. It's only fair that they arbitrage me $30 a month because I'm offering it to new people at $49 a month. And I hate it when not to mention any names, Verizon Wireless or Cox Cable or whatever I've had in the past, where they give these huge discounts to new people, but the old people, like I've been on Verizon like 17, 18 years now, and they finally started like giving discounts to the legacy crew like myself. So it's super annoying when they only give discounts to new people and not legacy people. So yeah, they're arbitraging me $30 a month. More than that, because he actually signed up on the yearly plan. and that's $40 a month averaged out. So, wow, he arbitraged me $39 a month. Oh my god. Oh, you're doing great, Jesse. You're doing great. But he gets more too. So he gets more. He gets the trading bots. He's got the coaching. He gets the dashboard access. He gets the liquidity access, all that stuff. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. So I just got arbitraged $39 a month. Woo! We're cooking. We're cooking. Let's see. Ooh, admin. uh, admin. Let's go to the portal. Sign in. Liquidity. Right? So you get all this futures. And it's just Bitcoin and Ethereum right now, but we will continue to add more and more tools over time. And so it's like you got to love those influencer Bitcoin posts where so and so is buying, so and so is buying, so and so is buying. Why is the market going down? Why the ETFs are buying, ETFs are buying, but really those are just influencer accounts. And if you just look at uh actual 7-day net inflow, actual 30-day net inflow, it's down $3 billion, right? And then it even shows you the top outflows, top inflows, 7-day basis, stuff like that. uh Indicators, extreme fear and greed was at 10 the other day when we looked at it. But you can click on the past 90-day historical chart. Yeah, so it hit 10 and now it's at 15. So, just things that you can take a look at and make sure you're on the right side of things. But uh and what else? What else? Oh, the dashboard, recorded coaching, right? If you're in the $49 package, uh you get that. It's on the Discord too, but we have that. Oops. So, anyways, that can all be found on there for 49. And then of course there's a $29 package, no recorded coaching and no trading bots. Uh, but you still get the legacy indicators and liquidity dashboard, Discord, cancel anytime. And then this is just the liquidity, Discord, etc. So we got a lot of big ideas, and we'll continue to roll them out. So over time. So consider this it's so cheap right now. It's like because we only rolled out the 2 trading bots for the same $49. And then we've started adding all these other tools in the last month or two. So consider this Black Friday, December, right? With that, we'll keep an eye on this Bitcoin Wyckoff chart, and then we're gonna get into others as well. Let's see, what is this? 5-minute chart? Jesse, what's going on in the 5-minute chart? Why are we in the 5-minute chart playing around? Pending breaking news. Breaking news. Pending sell signal on SP 500. Daily chart, right? So I posted that earlier. I posted that earlier. Oof. There you go. Yep. Post that earlier with the target. Oh, I killed my targets. Oops. Oh, I'm gonna have to redraw them. So yeah, pending sell signal on SP 500 futures, bearish divergence, check. Possible lower high, not confirmed. Targets are still valid in my opinion. Targets are drawn out based off the all-time high that was made in November, early November. So that's where we're at right now. NASDAQ already had another sell signal. We covered this yesterday. Had the bearish divergence. Price came down, hit target 1. Was looking like a lower high. We called it out in real time all of early December. Had that drawn out. Put out some different ideas. I'm going to take this idea away now because it's starting to break down from this upward trend line here. Uh, a couple ideas that it would, you know, from here it would bounce a little bit, and then but right now it's starting to break down. Um, so the bearish divergence, hit target one, lower high, sell signal. It battled back up and there it did print a buy signal, but if you had the trading bot on, there's a filter to ignore buys underneath of the trading dots or a sell above the trading dots. So it could filter that out for you if you choose to do so. So the Nasdaq has another pending sell, but like if you had that filter on, it would be a sell signal only. This whole like sell signal, red, red, still red, right? So you can put on different filters. Um, so there you go. That's Nasdaq continues to break down. SP 500. What else? What else? Hmm. Uh, Ethereum. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. We just want to look at the Bitcoin daily charts as well, since it's mostly about Bitcoin on the title. At least to get going, you can see that you know had that candle close below. We talked about it. Looked like a candle close below here. We talked about it. Price came back, retested the trailing dots, but closed below. Talked about it, and then the trailing dots started to flip red. We talked about it yesterday, and then today, price the large influence accounts got excited. We were back to $90,000. It wicked on a 5-minute chart and completely reversed back down. Posted that chart too over here on let's see, what is it? This one right here. X accounts, $90,000 Bitcoin LFG. 5-minute chart. Oof. Oof. So that's where we're at. This line is a solid line because it's stronger resistance than say these dotted lines, right? Uh, this is just showing it like a possible pattern, but still watching to see if we're gonna get a relief rally, right? Ooh, RSI pending sell signal as well. So we'll see how the candle closes. And that would just signal that the chances of going lower, printing a lower close on the daily candles will increase. And that could give us our potential bullish divergence, wherever that is, that could help us complete the Wyckoff distribution pattern below $80,000. Um, all of that. So whether it's down here or not, right? Like, however the price action plays out, it's kind of the plan that, if we saw it come all the way down here, if we saw it come all the way down here, right? And then there's bullish divergence and it starts to break out like that and, you know, something like that. Then we'd be looking for a relief rally. There's many trap bulls hoping that we're going to go back to 110. There's many trapped bulls that think we're going to hit 130. There's many trap bulls like Michael Saylor that says 150,000 by end of January. That's crazy talk, right? That's crazy talk. Really, it's really reckless or desperate or just doing it for clicks. I don't know what it is. Reckless, out of touch with reality, desperate. I mean, those calls for the market cap. Where's the market cap? All right, hold on. So 150 is pretty sure you said 150. About 20% from the all-time high. Okay, let's go to the market cap. this parallel channels. I'll just get rid of it for a second. Hold on. It's distracting. All right, so 20% above on the market cap puts us at about 150-ish. So $3 trillion, right? $3 trillion market cap. And that was said when price was near 1.7. So $1.3 trillion increase in the market cap. I rounded it to 1.5. So just think there's 13 days left, and calling for a $1.3 trillion market cap increase is $100 billion market cap increase per day for 13 days in a row. That's just silly. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. The most Bitcoin has ever moved is $1 trillion. Happened like a handful of times. And guess how long that took to play out? 3 months or more for it to increase $1 trillion. So that would bring you to $2.74 trillion, and it would take 3 months. That's in bullish conditions. We are in bearish conditions. So on the higher time frames, right? So the fact that you're going on as a talking head on TV and you're buying so much Bitcoin and so many people are following your lead is just reckless, right? It sounds desperate in my opinion. And you're calling for Bitcoin market cap to increase $100 billion per day, every day for 13 days. That is stupid. And I'm not even sorry. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry. Robbie, can you please do you love Coinbase. Isn't there better chart history than Coinbase for like charting purposes? But yeah, thank you for putting in the details. I appreciate it. BlockFi, Craig Love, yes. Yes, how did I not remember that? I knew it started with a B, but it was like 3.5 years ago. Obviously, got my money off there as soon as I could. But Craig, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I was trying to think where my Gemini USD was, and it was blockchain. I was thinking blockchain, but it was BlockFi. That's right. Thankfully, I got my 9,000. It was a little over 9,000. How much was it? I don't know. $9,400. It's not like it's not lunch money, but it wasn't something that I was gonna cry about. But still, you don't want to lose $9,000 no matter what. Especially now that we didn't have a 17-month-old back then, right? So now it's like, ooh, $9,000. That's a lot of diapers we could buy. Plus, we have the nanny now, so that's a big expense that we got to make. We got to make more money in the trades and keep it and stuff. So we can't be as reckless with these BlockFis and FTXs and all that stuff. So we got to be a little more mindful. You got to be less. I'm still a risk taker. Compared to my wife. My mom. My wife is really conservative. Well, she married me. I guess she's not that conservative. BlockFi. Thanks, Craig. Thanks. I appreciate that. I had a mental block. All I had to do is, I think I still have that app on my phone. I don't even know if it's still active. Jerry. Heavy? What does that mean? Bearish? Oh, is it? We can look at it. Praga de Praga Dish Aussie 6677. Did I say that? I chopped that up. I'm sorry about that. Uh sold cover calls. I don't give financial advice. If you want me to look at the chart, you want to talk about directions, yeah. Yeah, we'll take a look. We'll take a look. So, what else? What else? What else? What else? So we know that the weekly chart is still bearish, right? We still know that the probabilities continue to increase. We're going to retest the 200-week moving average at 1.1 trillion before we ever hit $3 trillion. So we're trending in the wrong direction. So the fact that calling for a $1.3 trillion increase in 13 days, it's one of the dumbest things I've seen. That was worse. It's about the same as Tom Lee's $250,000 in 3 months. It's like the same, right? So it was probably like nearly the same calculation. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't as. Maybe that one's worse. This one's worse. $100 billion Bitcoin increase in 13 days, while the higher time frames are bearish. Right? It makes 0 sense. Weekly chart, bearish. 2-week chart, bearish. Right? Below the trending dots. Trending dots are trending downward. Right? The trending dots aren't flipping green and bullish, and we're above it, and we're getting buy signals on the 2-week chart like we were in 2023 when I was bullish and we were posting bullish charts and we were having way more fun posting bullish. That's not what it's doing. Now we're below the trending dots. Now the trending dots are flipping red. Trending dots are flipping green. Had a buy signal, right? Had a sell signal, but the trending dots were trending green upward, right? So keeping that in mind. Sell signal, but trending dots were still pretty bullish at that point. And the weekly chart, blah, blah, blah. And I was actually playing it to the upside back here, 10x leverage there, and then there again, based off of the daily chart. And both of those were top 5 trades of all time. Then I was shorting Ethereum in the bear market, also top 5, top 10 trades. So here we are. 2-week chart is bearish. 3-week chart is bearish, right? These sell signals were above the green trending dots. This sell signal is below the green trending dots, right? Sell signals below the green trending dots, and then the red trending dots flipped. These are the 3-week chart's a lot more lagging. Buy signal on the 3-week chart at $162 billion market cap, April 20th. Boom. What a run that was, right? Monthly chart, price came back to the trending dots in 2022. Never came back to the trending dots this whole run. Never came back to the trending dots this whole run. Reversal, 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 right? Obviously, the reverse candle is not enough by itself, but here, that was the top. Here, it's already come back to the trending dots. So here, came back to the trending dots. Here, came back to the trending dots. Here was the top monthly candle. Here, most likely the top monthly candle, right? Reversal. So the probability is continuing to increase that we're going to come back down the 200-week moving average. And that's at $1.1 trillion. In the past, it's gone down 30% or more of the 200-week moving average. 30% or more wherever it's going to be at the time that it hits it could be $740 billion, below 1 trillion. And if there's an overall dot-com bubble crash, like for AI, quantum computers, tech stocks, blah, 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 Amazon dropped 92% in the dot-com bubble and then went on to have a huge run after that, right? Then I would expect an even bigger drop for Bitcoin. If it's not a dot-com bubble or a 2008 like crash, and it's more like a 2021, 2022 bear market, then I wouldn't expect, prices all the way down here, right? That would, I don't expect that. It's only if there is a bigger correction down, uh, then I would say it's possible to become really low on Bitcoin, similar to Amazon in the dot-com bubble era. So it's not just me being bearish. I'm going to say that we're coming in for a retest of the 200-week moving average. And in the past, we've gone below that to about 30% below. And that's what I would expect first. And if we're seeing the overall markets continue to be bearish, then, we will wait to buy the right dip. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Obviously, this is for educational purposes only. And hopefully make fun of me along the way when I try to pronounce and read your name like I did here. So I apologize. Sorry about that. Well, I'm going to cover the futures of SP 500 and NASDAQ, and it's going to look the same or very, 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 very similar. So I don't see the need to cover all of it, but I will cover SP 500 and the NASDAQ futures soon. So that's the weekly, the monthly. Of course, we've been talking about it. Had an RSI sell signal on the monthly chart in November. There was a bearish MACD crossover in November, right? It's not, we're not going to go make the next leg up when the monthly charts are bearish. The monthly charts have flipped, right? This is the time to get bullish down here. This is the time to start getting cautious. Start to play a little defense. And then this is, if you're waiting for the November monthly bearish crossover, you're pretty late to the party. And if you're still bullish and you're a large influencer account that sells courses and stuff, and you're going back and forth with me on the X app, I mean, you're really late to the party. So you can repost my stuff, call me out, whatever. You can take a shot at the sniper, but just know that you better not be wrong, right? You better not be wrong. Am I always right? No, I'm not always right. But on these higher time frames, it's pretty clear. We called this out back in January 2022. We were calling this out and I was taking my first long January 4th, 2023 with 5x leverage to the upside. Probably a top 5 call as well. I guess I don't call it a top 5 because I only went 5x instead of 10x. But the call itself was probably a top 5 call, right? So that's the time to start getting bullish, is when there's bullish divergence and then it starts to flip bullish, and then you get into a 3-year bull run. Now is not the time to get bullish. Expect bounces, expect rallies, but I'm not expecting a new all-time high when the higher time frames have flipped bearish. So could it reverse? Yeah, it could. But these are the monthly. This is the monthly chart, and you see how long the monthly chart takes to play out. After the last MACD bearish crossover, there was a bounce, there was a relief rally, but it didn't cross back over until March, right? It took a long time. So That's what I'm expecting. I don't have a magic crystal ball, but we're looking at all the same charts and indicators that we did to call 2021, 2022 as that we're calling now. On chain was wrong back then. Many on chain guys abandon on chain for calling tops and bottoms in April, May 2022. And here they are posting on chain data again as if they're going to call the top again. And Jerry, you're welcome. I haven't even covered it yet, but you're welcome. It's on my radar. They're calling. I mean, do it first time. Okay. The on chain wasn't as good as what I'm showing on indicators, right? I chalked that up, and I lost a lot of cyber friends doing that. But doing it a second time, now I just think you're doing it for clicks. Now I mean, fool me once, okay. Fool me twice, I don't think so. And so now I just think those larger influencer accounts that are using on chain or Plan B or Plan XYZ out there that have data, metrics, all that stuff that you know we're going higher, right? Meanwhile, we already went down 36%, and the higher time frames have flipped bearish, right? So what else? What else? Let's take a look. How's Wyckoff doing? Oh, yep, about the same. About the same. So we'll see what else. What else do I have? Still hoping for a relief rally, but you know, do I think we get back to 110? No. Oh, here's the notes I did on the live stream. Blue line equals local bottoming phase with possible divergence. Yellow line, red line. Jesse. Let's see what else. Oh, you want to look at some target? We're still hovering right around target 2 on this weekly chart. This is based off it's on log. Okay. And still watching this from October 10th. And you can see it's trending back down. So, like I said, this week, maybe not. We're still got a long ways to go on this week. Maybe even closes, a few $1,000s lower. Maybe it's this week closes down here at the Wyckoff distribution. We don't know exactly, but also it's currently right around that pivot point on the weekly chart. So you get a weekly close below there. That's going to signal we're going to hit this lower point down here and then see how the relief rally plays out. Whether or not I play it to the upside or not, if it depends on how it looks and if there's other more interesting swing trades out there that might be lagging and have similar setups. I don't know. And or attack to the downside, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, blah, blah, blah. Those are all possibilities for me. So not sure. See if it closes. The weekly closes here. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Flip this to Heikin-Ashi. You still see that, one thing about Heikin-Ashi is if you see these candles with no wicks, it's pretty strong trend, right? Not always, but often, right? You can see here's a time where there wasn't a wick and it wasn't that strong, but then no wick again and it becomes strong. So is it going to be strong? Is it not? It's just something that I point out that could be strong, but often, but not always, right? No wick on that. So it seems like it's pushing downward with momentum. This red line is the red trending dots, and a retest of those, right, is kind of what I'm expecting. So I kind of lined up with this phantom downward trend line to line up with those trending dots, get the relief rally back up into that. So typically, when they get a relief rally, the bulls are already so trapped that they don't even get out. Like some of them do. Uh, some of them got out in 2022 in the Discord. They held through all of this. It was a down like 40%. Relief rallied up into 48,000 and they got out, and then got back in at like 22,000, and they jumped the gun. They told me, longtime market snipers, jumped the gun. They wish they would have waited to buy the right dip. 20 to 20,000, still better than holding all the way through that, in my opinion. But what happened was, the buy the right dip was at 16,800, and they were jumping the gun at 20 to 22,000. So I will wait for a higher probability of reversal. I would love to see bullish divergence at the bottom again, just as we saw bearish divergence at the top again. So we're still continue to watch it. Whether it plays out this week or next week, doesn't really matter. And then maybe Santa Claus or post Santa Claus, we start to get that relief rally heading into the new year. Everything's turning back to normal. That's the complacency stage of the Wall Street cheat sheet. Trap some more bulls. There were so many large accounts that were selling courses here calling for new all-time highs. It's going to happen again. It's like deja vu. Some of them have learned. I'm not going to mention names. Yeah, I think it's pretty realistic. And it front runs my third longer term target. That happens so often in 2022. Front running a major target of mine by like $1,000, right? So where are we at time wise? 57 minutes. No wonder I'm getting a little timer. So that spent a lot of time on Bitcoin. Let's keep it rocking and rolling. Let's get back into mode over here and start knocking out some charts, right? So that's Bitcoin daily, got rejected of trailing dots. Another close below there. You get a candle close below here. That's bearish. Candle close below here. Then we can start talking about looking for that bullish divergence and might be coming down further, right? So hodl, not my style. Look out below for those older gaps. If we're filling this older gap, as an example, I mentioned Bitcoin price would be at about $67,000. So keep that in mind. We are back below target 4. I talked about this way back here. If we start closing candles below target 4, look out below. And we started closing candles below on November 19th, look out below, right? After the candle closed below, dropped another 10%. So candle closes below, right? This is on futures. 17, 18% maybe, right? Yep. Ethereum. Talked about this idea. Maybe it will put in bullish divergence similar to Bitcoin, meaning lower prices, maybe even retest the 200-week moving average. And maybe it doesn't get the relief rally, but it's been correcting a lot. And full round trip, if it comes all the way back to here, comes back to the 200-week moving average. And this is kind of representing the weekly trending dots. So if we did get that bullish divergence, maybe we would see a relief rally, however it plays out. And then, right? So higher time frames remain bearish. Weekly chart. This is the trending dots. Here, let's adjust that because a couple of weeks have gone by, right? So, a bounce into the trending dots, kind of the way I look at it. Let's see how it lines up. Yeah. So whatever I draw probably takes longer. You know what I mean? Right? So, ooh-wee. Maybe, baby. So that's Ethereum. We'll look at Nasdaq S&P 500, but let me get through the altcoins and then I'll switch over to the Mag 7 and we'll take a look at it. XRP continue to drop down. RSI sell signal on the daily chart. We might be seeing that on Bitcoin. Did we get that on Ethereum? Yes, we got that on Ethereum. Could be getting it on Bitcoin, pending, right? So they're kind of leading the way. Further downside is coming, most likely. And then any RSI close above 28 on Ethereum could possibly give us bullish divergence. Any RSI close above 23.4-ish could give us bullish divergence, but price could be down here, right? So we're cooking today. Algo, RSI sell signal back below. There's no bullish divergence on Algorand. There was bullish divergence and it got taken out. XRP. Jesse, are you still short XRP? Who said I was short XRP? Yeah. Jeez, Louise. Woo, Cardano. RSI sell signal on the daily chart. Weekly chart is bearish. 3-week chart is bearish. Monthly chart has a pending RSI sell signal. I mean, you're still holding this. Ouch. Ouch. Reversal candle. On the monthly chart was at $2, right? Oh boy. We are going in the wrong direction of making new all-time highs. We are going in the wrong direction. The downward sloping 200-week moving average is not a good sign. So going back to my earlier point that if we were in like a .com bubble-like crash or a 2008-like crash, which Bitcoin has never experienced, and I would expect lower prices, in that case, the 200-week moving average would start downward sloping, and it may take a while for that ship to get turned around. There are several major stocks from the .com bubble that took 17 years to make a new all-time high. There was a major company that never made a new all-time high in those 17 years, and that was Intel. I think it may have finally made a new all-time high 25 years later. I'd have to double check, but it's close. Like it barely got to the, if it did make a new all-time high, it didn't go multiples above it. It was 25 years later, it finally reached the previous peak. So my point is there's never a guarantee. And this is why I don't DCA in a bear market, especially blindly, right? I would rather prefer to buy the right dip. And even if that means like you're taking swings here, okay. But once it started going downward sloping 200-week moving average on Cardano and other altcoins, then I stopped looking for, hey, I don't think we're going to come all the way back up here. And only hit 2 or 3 longer term targets on Cardano of the retracement from 2021. So it's going in the wrong direction. There's a RSI pending sell signal on the monthly chart. It doesn't flip around quickly, right? It takes time for it to flip around. So Chainlink, Similar thoughts. Didn't hit 4 targets, hit 3 targets. XLM, pending sell signal on the monthly chart. RSI sell signal June 2025, right? Did have a bounce, but never made a new all-time high. Chop Suey. We'll come back to some of these. Let's go back to the daily chart on DXY. Flat. VIX is getting more bullish. Could be seeing an RSI buy signal in the near future. Could be getting back above the trading dots in the near future. Could be coming back up to retest the 200-week moving average in the near future. And then we'll see if it flips that or not. From here, those targets are still valid. Only one target's been hit so far, but those targets are still valid in my opinion. So good news is I don't have to redraw them. 2 out of 4 targets were hit. I removed the first target. So let's get the weekly chart. It's got some work to do on the weekly chart, but that's the daily chart. It happens quickly on the VIX. The VIX is a wild animal. All right, let's flip over to Magnificent 7, aka the 20 now. TQQQ. Still holding that for now. Jesse, are you short TQQ? Maybe. Maybe, baby. You got the high, the drop, the lower high, 3x ETF, bull ETF. Looks like a bearish engulfing candle. Sell signal, right? Was looking like a lower high. So we will see. But with expiration dates on options, I won't be holding it long, right? So may not even hold it. Probably won't even hold it over the weekend. Probably close it tomorrow before maybe, because there's always like a low point and then there's like a retracement into the weekend, seems like, and then you don't want to hold it, and then, or they gap it up over the weekend, and then Monday you're starting like, oh, I was up 300%, 400%, and now I'm closing out with 125%. Still annoying. So just know that options market is the most manipulated, but the more and more Bitcoin that is created, the more and more manipulated it'll get, because the more control they'll have it. The ETFs, all that stuff, everyone's welcoming it. Everyone was excited about it. And I'm like, it's literally the Trojan horse, right? Creating paper Bitcoin is literally the Trojan horse to control it. So a lot of people were excited about futures. A lot of people are excited about all the leverage, all the ETFs, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, well, if it was spot only Bitcoin, yeah, it wouldn't be as good for swing trading, right? So I love that part of it. And I'm thankful for the swing trading of paper Bitcoin. But the store value, right? The store value narrative, it's tough for me to, be on board with that narrative, because there is paper Bitcoin. And if there is paper Bitcoin, it can be manipulated. The price can be suppressed for much longer than people think. So just my own personal opinion. SMCI, well below the 200-week moving average. Another pending RSI sell signal. PLTR could be putting in that lower high over here. Too early to call it yet, but that's what you got to do. You got to call it early, because if you're waiting for confirmation, the price has already be down at 154. Tesla, this could be like one of those Bitcoin Wyckoff moments. We talked about it. Bearish divergence, double top, comes down, hit 3 out of 4 targets to the downside, spikes up, short squeeze, knocks out all the bears, and then reverses back down. So it's possible. It's possible. Too early to say, but That's what we do. We speculate. NVIDIA, miniature gap up there, continues to break down, is bearish on the daily chart. Eventually, we're going to come back and retest the 200-week moving average. Where we at? RSI sell signal back here on the original sell signal, November 6th, and continues lower. Weekly chart had a reversal candle and a bearish engulfing candle. Bearish divergence, RSI sell signal, right? So multiple candle closes below the trailing dots. NVIDIA is coming down. What it was, expect bounces, rallies, all that stuff, but that's looking like the top October 29th. Google breaking down, pending sell signal. Yesterday, there was no pending sell signal or anything, but there was bearish divergence, drew this crazy possible head and shoulders out, right? So now it's starting to unfold, right? That's starting to unfold. Could play out like either blue or red, but currently coming down like that. So Google gap down here, 212. NASDAQ, the probabilities, especially with the close below 25,100-ish, the probabilities are increasing. We're going to retest target 1. And then, of course, it'll continue to increase that we're going to hit target 2, and so on and so on. Coming back to the trending dots first, though, which is at 24,900. 24,900. So we're going to retest the trending dots soon on the weekly chart. QQQ is already below it. So, yep. SP 500 pending sell signal, right? Pending sell signal. Yep. SPY probably the same thing. Pending sell signal. Yep. Right. So nailed this call down here, right? And then I believe there's that was not bullish divergence. That was a higher low, and then candle close above the trailing dots, followed by a buy signal. It's been pretty much up only without a bigger correction for 205 days. And then SPY looks like a double top for 248 days with no bigger correction. The correction's here. The correction is here. That's the correction has started. So it started double top, and now it looks like it's going to close with the sell signal most likely. Same with futures. So boom, boom, boom. IWM could be that Wyckoff UTAD test, similar to Bitcoin. Apple, another pending sell signal. That buy signal is underneath the trailing dot. So can't wait till price is back down to 255. And I tell my mom, I told you so. She gives me crap for not, being perfect. Locked her in a 30% gain. And she wanted 35% gain. I was like, oh my, come on, mom. She's tainted from the 350% gain on altcoins in November 2024. That was a good time. Double, triple top? Nope. Broke through it. Short squeezed it. Breakout was real. These are all in. Well, that target looked like it got hit, but Dow Jones Transportation. That's pretty wild. Let me get rid of that. Let's see. Boom. It is, I mean, it's different, but it is possible. Well, let's see the weekly chart. It just looks different. So trying to always look for like a leading or lagging indicator, but it just looks different. Russell, Microsoft still watching this gap down here. Uh, let's see what else. Meta flat today. Amazon. What are we at? An hour? Yeah, we're at an hour already. Okay. It's QQ starting to get bullish on the daily chart. The inverse of the QQQs. So yeah. Let's look at some of the Davender. Oh man, Panasar 23. Oh, sorry. The goat. All right, so let's go back up and let's do some of the requests. Where's Robbie? Oh, there it is. All right, we'll come back to that one. Tilray. I haven't looked at Tilray forever. It's been a long time. I even took it off my watch list. Boom, boom. Why is Tilray down? Wow. Crazy. Is that the low? Is that a possible macro higher low? Is that green trending dot for the first time since January 2021? That was a dead cat bounce right there. So huge move, dead cat bounce, hit like probably see 2 retracement targets, at least 1 retrace. Oh, if you go to the wick to, oh wow, probably just 1 retracement target. So dead cat bounce. It's possibly we see another one, but it has been coiling and coiling and coiling and coiling and coiling for so long, right? So long. 3-week chart, monthly chart getting back above the training dots. Weekly chart right around the training dots. Could be coming back in for 200-week moving average retest. Daily chart, if you're looking at a short time period, it did gap up with a buy signal. Possible comes back, retest the train dots, and who knows after that. So I don't know. It looks like the ship is slowly turning around, but see how the higher time frames continue to evolve. But yeah, I took this one off the watch list. Like, I don't know. It was down to this whole period, right? Didn't even watch it. It was like, eh. So I had a split. Yeah, that makes sense because we were watching it at $1.80 for a long time. $1.80, $1.80, $1.80, $1.80, $1.80, $1.80, split. So, okay. Okay, cool. ICP. Coinbase. Whew. Must have had me cover over here and drew out however it plays out. Maybe there will be a buy opportunity, and that's why it's good to be patient and keep an eye on it, because no matter how much we want it to bounce and hit the 200-week moving average, it doesn't mean it will, right? And as you can see, it just continues to drop. And actually, I could just delete this. Dropping from, what is this, the weekly? Yeah. So if you get a close below that, it's not great. Uh, right? It's been bearish on the weekly chart. It's well below the 200-week moving average. That's downward sloping. Um, it's an all-time well, that wick was all-time low at 211, but closing wise, it's at all-time lows. And there's no end in sight right now. Daily chart is bearish. Weekly chart is bearish, right? Uh 2-week chart is bearish and could close below this pivot point at 329. It'll probably take a while for the ship to get turned around. It's not trending upward, right? It's not, way down here, retest train dots, then comes down and then coils up, right? It's not doing that right now. I mean, it did spike there. So there's just not a ton of chart history, but it's starting to get more and more chart history on it. But yeah, right now it's just bearish. This is the weekly support, right? In a longer term downward trend line, downward trend of the 200-week moving average. So, yes, sir. MSTR. Where is MSTR? A lot of these I haven't even looked at in a while. I guess we have a different definition of looking decent, Jerry. uh, this is what we were looking for on Bitcoin, though, is that the indicator is picking up bullish divergence. So could there be additional bullish divergence? Sure. So if we do see a higher low and or getting back above the trailing dots, then this bounce, this relief rally that we have on the chart could play out, come back, retest the weekly trending dots, and then come back down the 200-week moving average and or complete that Adam and Eve double top pattern, play out at $75 ish, below 100, right? So it's possible. But okay, so maybe on lower time frames it's looking better, but the one positive I gotta say in your defense, there is bullish divergence from December 15th. So It's always possible to put in more bullish divergence, then maybe retest the trailing dots and puts in a higher low and then rallies back up and then comes back down lower, right? So this is what we're hoping with on Bitcoin, that we would see bullish divergence. Bullish divergence. So it would be great. And it will signal to us that maybe the relief rally is coming in, and we'll see how it goes from there. So actually, I take that back. Tau. Oh. Similar to the other altcoins, there was bullish divergence. It was cleared, right? The bullish divergence was cleared, even though there was a higher low. So bullish doesn't mean it's going to be a relief rally, but the bullish divergence, higher low, is cleared on that bounce. So then you had the RSI sell signal on the daily chart, but this whole time it was just, bearish, right? Just bearish on the daily chart. Overall trend is down. So a lot of times if it's bearish overall, the bullish divergence could just be a bounce and get cleared. Doesn't mean it's going to be a rally. So error on the side of caution when the higher time frames are bearish. 2-week chart. 3-week chart. There's not a lot of chart history on this one, but it's bearish. So who knows? Who knows when? I mean, we kind of looked at Tesla. It's too early to say. It's currently bullish on the daily chart. Could be that Wyckoff distribution. The trending dots are down here. It is currently bullish on the daily. There is a RSI sell signal to be aware of. That could be additional bearish divergence on the weekly chart. So it's somewhere in between right now. There's not a clear indication, in my opinion, but it's getting close to being a possible. If you look at the lower time frames, probably look more like closer to that Bitcoin Wyckoff distribution, where it takes out this pivot point one more time. But you'd want to see, like, if you're going to start getting bearish, you're going to want to see like RSI sell signal, close below the upward trend line, close below the trailing dots. So right now it's above all that right now. So right, if you look at the trailing dots, it's above all that as of right now. So that's all you can look at right now. So it's possible it does that if you're in the bear camp, right? Because it lets the trailing dots kind of catch up. And if it's going to roll over and then hit lower prices, it'd be something like that. So, but we don't know yet. Yep. Mm-hmm. I don't give financial advice, Chris, but it's made a huge run, and I started posting gold and silver charts a couple years ago on X. That was a great time to buy. Is it a good time to buy when it's ultra bullish after a 30% move? That's gold. Silver, I mean, that's That's fear of missing out. That's retail. Like, okay, if you bought down here, that's an amazing time to buy, right? Get the buy signal back above the trading dots. Higher time frames probably bullish, right? Big run up, 44%. Nice correction, which we talked about and covered it, right? That expect pullbacks along the way, but as of right now, we have to expect that it's going to be a buy the dip season still. And, had a battle down here, and then that last buy signal breaking out, back tests, go. This is the time to buy. This is chasing, right? Even if the higher time frames are, it's ultra bullish. It's gone parabolic. So for me, it's not the time to buy. If you're looking at the weekly chart, $32 was the time to buy. If you look at the monthly chart when I posted this, and it was on log, the breakout of this cup and handle pattern, it was on the 3-month chart, right? Cup and handle. Could it go crazy? Yeah, it could. But on the daily chart, it's chasing. On the weekly chart, it's chasing. On the 2-week, 3-week, monthly, and even the 3-month chart is chasing, right? So I was posting this back here, 2023, 2024, this cup and handle pattern. On the 3-month chart, there's a buy signal at 18. There's another 3-month chart buy signal at, what was that, $24, right? So I know it's a crazy strategy, but buy low, sell into FOMO, right? Not what retail does. Retail buys into FOMO. You need to sell into FOMO. So, fear of missing out, right? Fear of missing out. This was your last good entry back here at like $48, in my opinion. This was a much better entry at $38. And this was an entry. And this was an entry at 33, right? You can see the buy the dip scenarios. Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. This is not where I would personally buy the dip. So or go find something else. I don't chase. So I don't chase. If I missed it, there's thousands of stocks out there. There's thousands of crypto assets out there. There's I don't know how many ETFs out there. There are tens of thousands of assets out there that you could go find the next buy the dip. I don't chase. I don't chase. So if I missed it, I missed it. But chasing here, there's no way I'm chasing there personally. So you gotta make your own decisions in life. But I don't like I would buy the dip here, and we talked about a possible buy the dip scenario. Um, I don't like to have more than a few trades going at once, so I didn't take a trade. I didn't take a long here, but that would have been a good move so far of 38%. So that's that. What else? Drew this out a while back. AGQ 2X ETF silver. Piton. Palladium. Mm-hmm. XRP L. Did that mess up the mic? ARK Bitcoin. ARK. Lemonade. Lemonade. Let's see, what else? Boom, 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 boom. Someone asked me about Baba the other day. These are old targets. I haven't looked at Baba in a long time. But yeah, we were talking about a possible bottoming phase, possible breaking out, retested 200, came all the way back down, hit 3 out of 4. I haven't checked this in a long time. I wasn't trading it. Hit 3 out of 4 longer term targets, and that was it. Reverse candle after that, and doesn't look like we're going to see a fourth target in the near future, right? So breaking back down. Boom, boom. There you go. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them. What else? What else? Weekly chart. We didn't get a bigger bounce. Back below the 200-week moving average. Got the trading dots, downward direction, right? Downward direction. So you can counter trade, but this was break of that and lower, right? So, so that's that weekly chart. What else? What else? Others. What if? Not a lot of people are going to like this. What if that is a head and shoulders pattern? I saw this. I don't know. I didn't see it before, but I saw it today. I was looking at the chart. Is that even possible? That's crazy. Might have to post this one. Boom, 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 boom. Negative? Probably not. Overall direction, you start closing below this. Here, maybe we could see it a little bit better. Take all that off, right? Maybe the overall direction it goes lower, but not the price target, right? So head and shoulders. Oops. That would be crazy. But the target doesn't make sense. but break that confirmation line and probably gonna come back down, test the lows. You mean to tell me that excluding the top 10, there's only $193 billion invested in the rest of the altcoins? That's wild. What if it comes all the way back down to 89 billion? Dang. Dang. So there's that. Is it the same thing on total? Now we gotta look at total. Total. I have it on here somewhere. I know I do. There. Total 1, 2, and 3. Where are you at? Total. Not yet, because that includes Bitcoin. So it could put in a shoulder over here, similar to over here, right? This was kind of like a head and shoulder over here, and then that played out. So that's total. Where's total 2? There it is. Total 2. That excludes Bitcoin. Not really head and shoulders yet. Total 3. Bearish divergence. Coming back down the 200-week moving average, right? Total 2. Come back down the 200-week moving average. Total 1. Total. Come back down the 200-week moving average. So I'm expecting all of that, right? So the total market cap of everything in crypto, I'm expecting to come back to $2 trillion, right? Where am I? Reached 4.27 trillion. And it's currently down, or was down 35%. So let's see, total 2. Without Bitcoin, down 36%. And then total 3 without Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's down more. That big wick was 35%. Okay. I stand corrected. Yep. Others. Oh, that's down a lot. So even from this wick up here, 64%. Never made a new all-time high. 86%. Dang, kid. That's about it. Ouch. So let's see. We'll check on Bitcoin and Wyckoff one last time. See how it's doing. It's a weekly chart, daily chart. Wyckoff. Yep. There it is. I think that's about it. I think we covered it all. Whew. So again, help me help you with the algorithms. I appreciate it. I thank you for all of your support. And with that, we'll see you on the next one on this wacky Wednesday. Probably need to get my haircut. Probably do a little grocery shopping. Get some baby food. Baby food means, well, she's toddler, but all organic, or 80% organic, pretty much. We're not 100%, but woo. So with that, hope you have a good rest of your day. Have a good evening, and we will see you on tomorrow's live stream. Thank you, and have a good one. Adios.